what seems like my never-ending search for the best all-around gaming headset at a decent price, I've taken some hints from my last headset review of the Arctis 7 and decided to review the Logitech G933 Artemis Spectrum headset. What I'm trying to limit myself to is within the $100 to $200 range for wireless gaming headsets that ideally work with both PC and console. The G933 fits this category at its maximum, normally costing $200. However, for the past month it's been hovering around $150, and as I write this review it's on sale on Amazon for $130, which is probably why it's been out of stock pretty frequently as well. The G933s cater to the lavish PC user, offering RGB lighting on the back and sides of the ear cups, 7.1 surround sound, and programmable G keys. They come in two colors, black and white. Of the two, I'll be reviewing the black set. In this review, I'll be covering what I believe to be are the 5 main components of a headset: comfort, sound, microphone, functionality, and of course, aesthetics and build quality. So let's start there because I find it a pretty good segue into the other categories. The box the 933s come in is pretty basic. It looks and feels like a piece of PC hardware. The top slides off nice and easy and you're presented with a very clean look of the 933s. Upon removing them, you can instantly tell they're almost entirely made of plastic, much like the very odd G logo plastic cover in the box. The headset looks big and bulky, but in itself is actually quite light. This is most likely due to the plastic used to comprise the majority of the hardware, giving way to very glossy accents and a standard plasticky, albeit clean look. I opened this up in front of my wife, and I think her expression pretty concisely summed it up when she asked me if I felt like a teenager again with this headset. And she's absolutely right. This headset dances a line of sleekness with some slight immaturity and some major league gamer in there, but one way or the other, it'll definitely grab your attention. As I mentioned earlier, the headset feels very light and also flimsy. It has a lot of flex to it, and I'm extremely concerned that the plastic in the band will break easily when the cups are extended. That's actually something you see in a lot of headsets, but you should be aware of it nonetheless. Building from that, I like to bring us right back to how light the headset is. After wearing the headset for over 7 hours in one session and multiple sessions at least 2 hours each, I never got fatigued wearing it. The headband is small and has ample cushion so that you'll always know it's there, but it should never need to be moved around to give that spot on your head a break. The ear cups have only the slightest necessary amount of clamp, making them one of the more comfortable, if not the most for clamping, headsets I've worn. I typically wear my headsets with a band towards the back of my head, but with these I had no issues wearing them straight up and down, letting gravity's full force take hold. The ear cup heights can be adjusted independently like most headsets, and they turn in pretty easily as well to rest on your chest, although you will find that the extension takes very little force to pull down. This was never a problem while wearing them, but when transitioning from wearing to resting, or vice versa, I always had to readjust. The cups themselves are very deep and quite large. They fit over my ears with plenty of extra room inside, almost too much. The tops of the cups rested above my ears and the bottoms come down much further than anticipated, nearly to my jaw, so if you have large ears this headset will definitely fit you. The ear cup material and the headset band are made of identical or very similar material and are an excellent comfort and functionality choice. Exterior sound is muted extremely well despite it being a breathable mesh, and the mesh has superior heat control, much better than that of the Arctic 7s, which I gave much praise to. Even after my all-day gaming session, I never once felt that I needed to remove the ear cups due to swamp here. This combined with its lightweight nature and lack of clamping, I feel the 933s will outlast most other headsets on the market for long gaming sessions, and I give its comfort full remarks. Logitech boasts superior DTS 7.1 surround sound, and quite honestly, they deliver. My favorite pastime was programming one of the G keys to turn the surround sound on and off, and testing out a whole variety of different conditions. The difference is astounding. Perhaps due to the large size of the ear cups themselves allowing for more immersion, or maybe they just used some great drivers, but the 7.1 definitely sounded pretty great. Utilizing the Logitech gaming app, you can personalize your surround sound experience, a very nice addition that depending on what you're playing or watching can make a big difference and is a welcome luxury. The regular Pro G audio is still impressive and sounds great, though after playing around with the equalizer for a while I just didn't get quite the range that I could with other headsets. It also took some time to really notice the difference it had in the equalizer when I was playing around with it. When listening to the headset with the volume turned down, the audio primarily comes from the front and can be a little off-putting for your balance. I also used the headset in passive mode, connected to my phone via 3.5mm aux cable. The quality here was just as good, if not nearly identical to the Pro G regular wireless audio, so feel free to use these on the go without worry. I found that across the board the bass tended to muddle up some of the sound quality and was only alleviated slightly when the 7.1 was active. If you want a lot of bass, this headset can deliver, but at the cost of some sound quality. I think overall the sound could have been a little tighter and less strung around, but you won't be disappointed with what you're given. The Logitech software does come with some preloaded equalizers, and you can make your own through there, so make sure to take some time to get exactly what you're looking for. It is important to note that you can save a single equalizer preset to the device to carry it over to console use. However, 7.1 relies on the software and is therefore only available on PC, which is as advertised. Also, while you can link these presets to a program in the G key section, they won't switch over automatically when loading the gamer application. The microphone is inflexible by design and only has about an inch of mobile neck that extends and retracts, but doesn't really keep its form. I found the stagnant location of the mic to be extremely obnoxious, as it was just within my peripheral and ended up being quite distracting, being much higher up and angled out than I am used to. Even after multiple hours of having the mic drawn, I couldn't get past having it within my vision. The mic does have a mute light, but it is located within the plastic casing and is very small and soft. So soft to the point that I couldn't see it due to how blurry the mic is being at that exact location from my eyes. Because of the location of the mute button as well, I found it easier to simply re-dock the mic back into the ear cup to mute myself. Like my last headset review, I've recorded this entire session with the actual microphone from the 933s. The mic isn't as tinny as some other headsets, but it is noticeably flat. Only on console did I have an issue with the mic being far too quiet. It seems to function well on PC, although I did decide to boost my mic volume a little bit for recording. The mic essentially has 4 positions: up and muted, down and retracted, down and down, out, and bent towards your mouth more. It pretty much behaves how you'd expect, with very little variance in volume or quality with any of them. I personally liked using the mic while the boom was retracted, as it brought it out of my peripheral just a little bit more. The mic handles inflection and changes in volume pretty well, which is potentially due to the deliberate proximity to your mouth. There are very few explosions from talking, and if you tend to yell a lot, your friends may thank you for using this mic. It also seems to let more background ambiance and noise in, so try to use it in a more of a quiet setting. Functionality is something that Logitech definitely doesn't quite grasp. If you're looking for the basic capabilities, then you'll have no problem with this headset, as it was pretty much plug and play, but Logitech wants you to use it for more than just that. One of the intriguing things about the 933 is its inclusion of 3 G keys on the left ear cup. They sit right above the mute button and volume slider, below the power switch, and 90 degrees from the aux in and USB charging location. Yeah, literally everything is on the left ear cup, and it is even more annoyingly cramped than you would think. Not only are all of the keys extremely close and next to other buttons, there's virtually no distinction between them and the mute button, so finding your home base means either reaching all the way up to the power switch and coming down, or starting from below and risking hitting the way too easily moved volume slider and counting up. The gaming software includes an impressive list of games that Logitech has assigned presets for the G keys to work with, where you can reassign each key to an individual or complex function, which is a really cool concept. For a keyboard. I played a few games while trying to utilize the G keys, and there wasn't a single instance where I felt a benefit from taking the time to locate one of the keys in time for whatever function I needed. But that's okay, because even if they are obnoxiously wasteful in games, you can still use them in media and stuff, like Microsoft Excel and media players. Except you can't. I tried 3 different players, and none of them registered a simple play pause command. So in essence, the G keys are a joke. The 933s also have the unique customization of including RGB lighting in the headset, which is nice if you're in a completely dark room staring into a mirror. The light panels are all along the back of the headset with 2 small Gs on each ear cup, so unless you're looking at the headset from behind, you're never going to see the lights. Nevertheless, if that's what you're into, you can customize the exact color and patterns of the lights in the gaming software. You can even make presets that you can save to your device to carry over to console as well, but be wary. Using the lights will drop your battery life efficiency down to under 50%. At a full charge, I was able to get about 11 hours of total usage without using any of the lights, but with them, I only got about 5 hours. These 2 features alone argue for the 933's premium price, but once you get the headset in your hands, you'll most likely never use either of them. You can use this headset for taking phone calls, but you will need to use the included aux cable with a mic switch for your phone. That means that in order to take calls while gaming, you'll still need to move your hands from the controller, and it definitely isn't wireless. The volume slider moves very, very easily, but does have some tactile bumps to it, as well as some high beeps and low beeps for increasing or decreasing volumes. Also, there's only one volume slider. Any audio balancing must be done on the input devices or software. You can use this headset while charging. The gaming software program is easy to use, and although it provides profiles for games, you cannot set it to auto switch based on what programs are running. That being said, there are a lot of customization in the program should you choose to pursue it, but you cannot minimize the program, which is something that bothers me more than it should. Logitech has done something kind of cool with the ear cup faceplates though. They are both easily removed by simply popping them off as they are magnetically attached. Underneath, you'll find a housing for the wireless adapter on one side and then the battery on the other. I really kind of like this little feature because it allows for further customization, especially with the RGB lighting, as well as an easy way to keep track of your adapter if you're traveling a lot. And speaking of traveling, I found the wireless range to hold up very well. Through 4 walls and across at least 20 feet, there was no drop in quality. Keep in mind that this is, again, yes, a primarily PC headset. It will work on console, but you'll be missing the 7.1, all G-key functionality, and proper chat game balancing. In summary, the Logitech G933 Artemis Spectrum headset comes in at a premium price with some arguably unnecessary features such as programmable G-keys and RGB lighting. Normally costing you $200, this 2.4 GHz wireless headset is a touch pricier than most of its others in its range, but it does carry with it some incentive. The headset is extremely light for what's inside, and combined with its superior mesh ear cups and headband, it is extremely comfortable and cool. The ear cups are deep and very large, offering more of an immersive feel when utilizing the luxuriously customizable DTS 7.1 surround sound. Logitech's gaming software allows for some great customization and options for both the audio, lighting effects, and G-keys. However, I found the G-keys to be more debilitating than anything and couldn't justify using them outside of media. That is, if they were to work there. From passive to Pro G wireless to 7.1 surround sound, I found the audio to be impressive, but not perfect. It has some range difficulties and tends to get muddled by its bass if turned up too loud or improperly equalized. I found the microphone's location to be obnoxiously far away from my face, and yet still just within my peripheral. While less tinny than other mics, it did seem to let more background noise in and has some flatness to it, but it does handle volume changes pretty well and inflections better than some of the other microphones. In the end, I really can't justify spending the full $200 on this headset. Its gimmicky lights and G-keys inflate the price, and although the 7.1 surround sound is highly enjoyable, I believe better quality lies in a less expensive package. Cheaper materials make this headset lighter and therefore more comfortable, but I couldn't help but be concerned that every time I picked it up it would break at the weak points extremely easily. I don't recommend it for console use in the slightest due to its low volume microphone and lack of support, but if you're looking for a PC headset and really want that extra customization with faceplates and lights, then you won't be disappointed. Just be sure to get it on sale.